Intercollegiate athletics at the University of South Carolina were transformed 40 years ago when the first scholarships were awarded to female student athletes as a result of the passage of Title IX 3 years earlier. In 1975, South Carolina had 18 scholarships available for female student athletes, with 3 going to each of the 6 women's sports, which had officially become part of the athletics department in January of 1974. For many of the members of the first 18, a scholarship was a life-changing opportunity to not only compete in intercollegiate athletics, but also receive an education.
Well, I was working my way through college at a dry cleaner, so it allowed me to live on campus for the first time.
When I played my last high school game, I thought that was the end of my basketball.
Probably would have went into the military. I was looking at the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force, and I probably would have went that direction. So I was in search of that financial assistance to get me into school. So it was the big opportunity for me.
It was life-changing for me. It gave me so much confidence in myself.
Crowds for home games were sparse, and the student athletes in 1975 didn't have all the amenities that are common today, but they were appreciative for what they did have, which was an opportunity to compete while representing the University of South Carolina.
I remember maybe if we had 20 people at a match, that we were blessed. And those 20 people, we could call them by name.
Mm-hmm. We had to bring our own balls to practice. We had no equipment for, we basically just went out to the courts and hit.
There was just like a group of bats. There were probably 10 bats and various sizes and weights, and you just found one and batted.
But we'd pile in one 15-passenger van and the coach would drive.
Yeah, that was it.
And that was travel. And we were happy to do it.
Yeah. No, we were completely on our own as far as academics and keeping up. And when you would have some away games and they would come like in succession, it was kind of tough. And some of the professors just, didn't tolerate it.
While they hardly thought of themselves as pioneers at the time, each owns a sense of pride in being one of the first 18. They would also be glad to pass on some wisdom to female student athletes today.
I don't think some of the young athletes of today realize that it was a road that was hard to pave.
There's a real pride whether it's men or women, but when we really do something special, I still feel like I'm a part of that. It makes a real difference to me that I was here.
The opportunities that are there are just so, plentiful if they'll work hard, but just to be grateful for those opportunities because they weren't there when we came along.
I feel very blessed that we are celebrating. It makes me think about the people before me and our group of athletes and then where we are today.
When that Title IX came out, I think it really kind of started leveling the playing field for everybody. So I just think that's part of this legacy, that Title IX was another step forward in opening things up for women, and we're still fighting the fight, but it's so much better than it was.
As the decades have passed, South Carolina has enjoyed a great history of success in women's athletics. The 2014-2015 academic year was a shining example, with the women's basketball team reaching its first NCAA Final Four, the women's soccer team advancing to its first NCAA Elite Eight, and the equestrian team winning its third national championship. It is only fitting that those in other Gamecock women's programs continue to rise as the university celebrates the 40th anniversary of the first scholarships offered to female student athletes.